Welcome to Nerdaties. Bitches.
No topic too absurd, no statement too asinine, no question too interesting. That's right, folks. It's another Nerdies interview show. We keep getting them, and we keep enjoying them. I, as ever, am Mike. That
I am Justin.
And I'm Joe.
And our guest tonight is Dan Price, creator of Bigfoot Knows Karate. Now, I think most people would be content with just looking at images of Bigfoot in martial arts poses, but I'm guessing there's a plot here too. Please describe that.
Sure, there's a plot and everything. It's great. It's Bigfoot Knows Karate. It's the tale of a gentle yet deadly cryptid warrior living in a world where anyone can be the hunter and anyone can be the prey at any given time. He's being chased down by a nefarious cabal for mysterious reasons and forced to do battle with Cthulhu, or as we call him, Kung Fu Thulu, in the ultimate monster showdown. So you got to think Godzilla versus Kong meets Kill Bill with a twist of X-Files, and that's just issue one. We go further off the rails from there. If you're the only one of your kind and you're the only one of your species, nobody knows you and nobody cares. What would that do to you, your soul, your psyche? By the way, you're like 10 foot tall and you know martial arts. The thing about Bigfoot Knows Karate is that it's action adventure, psychological thriller. It does not go through the usual like martial arts movie tropes that you would normally see. It was very important to me and my co-writer Casey Allen that we come up with something very unique and different for this character, and we put him through his paces in a way that you would never think a Bigfoot would. Dealing with cryptids and kaijus and creatures of lore. I mean, there's a chupacabra with a shotgun in this book that just rocks ass. So
that sounds like the name of a comic title too. Chupacabra with a shotgun.
Oh, there's a spinoff happening at some point. I swear to God, it's happening. So,
right.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the overall. But I mean, when I say with a twist, there is a very big twist at the end of the first book that sets up the plot line for this whole thing. And I mean, I won't go into too much, but definitely not what you would have expected for sure.
Now, out of all the martial arts that you could choose, why specifically karate? Or is that a catch-all term? Is he a master of multiple?
It's a catch-all term. It really is a catch-all term. Okay. And I say that because as we learn more and more about this character, it's going to become evident and that he's using multiple martial arts techniques and forms, and there is and it goes even deeper into that as to why. It's just that I'm not really ready to go into all that yet, because there's so much of the onion we still need to peel back. This character has lived a very long time. We even did a prequel book called Hinagon that takes place in feudal Japan. That we did during between issues 2 and 3. So the character is a long-lived, walked the earth a long time character. So there's a lot we can do with that kind of character, because if you think about it, every culture has some sort of Bigfoot going through their history. At some point, there's been some significant notification, hey, check that out. No, I didn't see anything, and they keep on going. But that story's there in their lore. So why is it not all the same dude? Just something to think about. Yeah, I mean, think about it. There's a Bigfoot, there's a Sasquatch, there's a Hinagon in Japan, there's the Alabama White Thing. There's all these different creatures that are essentially the same thing. So if it's the same, what if it's the same creature going through time and space, going through, appearing it this way? One of the things I learned when we were doing when I was doing the research for this book, that astral projection is one of the concepts that Bigfoot theorists, play with. Well, if he's not here, then where is he? It was something that I was thinking about too in the comic, where I was making him phase in and phase out. And Casey came up with the idea of bringing in this real world and this unreal world that has now, turned into bigger idea, moving forward in the storyline. So, I mean, there's a lot of different, like I said, a lot of layers to the onion to peel back before we get to the true what's up, so to speak.
There's elements in the description you gave that seem to run parallel to me. Have you read any of Berserker, the Keanu Reeves series?
No, I have not. I thought you were about to say Berserk, but no, Berserker, I've not read that. Berserk, somebody has said to me on multiple occasions that I need to read that manga, but I've not read that either. How is Berserker? Because the artwork, the bit that I've seen, is dope looking.
Well, I really enjoy the overall story, like the timeless warrior aspect of a guy who all he is destruction and is trying to find his place in the world beyond that. I think Ron Garney has been doing not, it's not even a monthly. He did the
Sure.
first arc, and I think he did the second arc, and his work is pretty classic. Like I came
Yeah.
into comics in the '90s, and his work is just scratchy enough to be a little off-putting, but consistent enough that it flows through the story. And then they did an offshoot. They did a one-off with art by Steve Scroce, who I haven't seen anything for in comics in years. I think
Yeah.
last thing I saw him do was Amazing Spider-Man run, and his is just so
That
detailed.
was like the Marvel Knights run on it, right?
I think he might have done there. He did an Amazing Spider-Man run for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if he. I remember hearing he did like he did work in films for like storyboarding. I think he storyboarded The Matrix. So we might have gone back to that, but I see a lot of parallels to that, and I do love that kind of story where it's a person not necessarily out of time, but they've just experienced so much time that their perspective on it gets skewed. Now, I think that leads me to the next question, though. Does he verbalize? Does your Bigfoot verbalize? Because that's a very different kind of thing. Like Berserker, he doesn't talk a lot, Keanu's
Right.
character, but what he says is kind of like John Wick. The words he says are important.
Sure. Yes. Okay. So no, not initially, but yes. They're in the first book. He didn't say a thing, and there were reasons behind that. In the second book, he made his first. He spoke his first sentence, and will the Bigfoot is very internalizes throughout the story constantly, heavy narration, a lot of philosophical, dialogue or monologue going through his head. But the little bit that he will speak will count for sure. But I don't see him being, just busting out a
You with me right
soliloquy anytime soon.
now? Okay,
Did I
I
lose
almost
y'all?
lost everybody for a second. I'm sorry. Uh, I, I was got for like 5 seconds, but I'm pretty sure I got the gist. So he doesn't verbalize much. You said he's got internal monologue, so that, I think that's almost
Yes.
as important because like the core of the question is, would we be getting the story from other people's perspective, or are we hearing it from his one way or the other, the verbal or
Yeah,
mental?
we're for the for as far as we're moved so far, we're getting it all from his perspective. So, and I'm a big Sin City guy. I'm a big Frank Miller guy. So the internal monologue is something that I love, personally, as a way to move the story forward. There's not really a wasted panel in the book. It's not just a lot of splash pages and things like that. We're really trying to, keep the story going, but the internal monologue definitely helps when you have a rather mute character.
When you say Frank Miller and you say Sin City, is there? Do you figure out a way to work a noir aspect into this, or is that a little
No,
crazy?
as much as that would be fun for me, it still needs to maintain some sort of integrity to the initial story. So no, but wouldn't it be nice? I will say though, I am working on a piece that we'll be doing after this first arc of Bigfoot is completed. That will be a noir poker story that I've been putting together. So kind of a modern noir tech, poker piece. So I'll be playing with that soon. I love noir, so it is something that will be coming down the pike for me, coming up soon.
You said you have a co-creator. Are either one of you the artist? I didn't quite see in the Kickstarter who was
Sure.
doing the art.
Okay, so I'm the creator of the project. I have a co-writer in Casey Allen who has been with me pretty much from the get-go. Basically, like I came up with all this shit and I dropped it on Casey's lap, who was originally going to be the editor. And can you hear my cat meowing in the background?
No,
Perfect. Then he can continue doing what he's doing. I
that
will
would just
ignore
add
him.
like
Uh,
texture. I'm okay with that.
oh, okay, good. Yeah. little crunch, when you take the bite. So anyway, so Casey, at this stage of the game, I mean, he's an incredible writer and has just been able to do some cool stuff with not only the main series with me, but also with the side book Hinagon. And he's also writing a thing right now called God Killer that will be coming out later, a Bigfoot Knows Karate God Killer that'll be coming out in the fall or early winter. So there's the two of us, and then I'm the co-writer and I'm the artist on the main series. So that's how that really breaks down. And then we brought in an artist in Adam Caswell who did the artwork for Hinagon, and then Justin Adcock is doing the artwork on God Killer. So those one shots are like they're basically one and done stories. But if you're reading the main storyline, there's a little gift in there for you in each issue that it goes, oh, I see what y'all did there. One of those kind of things. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much the team right now.
I do love that in one shots when you bring in a separate artist. I like continuity in stories, but there's just something about a one shot that's different time, different place. You kind of want it to be in a different visual style.
Absolutely. And, since the character has lived so long and had so many different experiences and so many different, so many different experiences and so many different, lives that he's affected, why would you not have the artwork be reflective of that, particularly to that story? I love seeing people's interpretations of the character. We've received over 250 pieces of fan art for Bigfoot Knows Karate. And so I find such a joy in seeing everybody's stuff. Yeah, no, it's incredible, man. Just go to Instagram, hashtag Bigfoot Knows Karate. It'll all come out, man. It's pretty wild. And, so when it came to doing the side stories with Adam doing the first book, Justin doing the second one, I love that that their work is so different from mine. In fact, the side stories are all black and white. And from the artwork that I'm doing in full color, because trust me, I need color in my artwork. It only helps, I promise. So it's a different experience altogether for the reader, but the writing style stays true because it's still me and Casey working on those side stories. Casey more than me. I really let him go a little more crazy on those because he has to deal with me constricting him on the main storyline. No, we have to do this, we have to do that to hit these points, and so I let him go a little more crazy on the side stories for sure. But it's just great writing. He does such a good job.
Do you truly believe in an elusive North American land ape, or is just that's a character for you?
It's a character for me.
Okay. Do you hope there's a Bigfoot?
Sure, why not? Can't hurt. I
Mm.
mean, at least, I live in, like I said, I live in the city, so he's probably not going to get me anytime soon. But, I mean, for somebody else, it might be painful. But yeah, no, I mean, wouldn't that be cool? I mean, aliens would be neat too. So, I mean, I'm not against any of this stuff. I just, sure, aliens, although aliens are probably real. So, there's got to be a good chance of that.
I truly believe they're out there somewhere. Whether or not they've come here, that's a crapshoot.
Yeah,
The truth is out there.
Thanks, Joe.
absolutely.
So it's only a matter of time before they show up in Bigfoot Knows Karate.
There you go. I'm all for it. I'd try an alien out, an alien story. That'd be interesting. I don't know if I would put Bigfoot in space or anything like that. That would be going too far. Number one, because it's just not for me. But number two, I have a friend who has a book called The Savage Sasquatch, and Wes. What's Wes's last name? I can't remember Wes's last name off the top of my head all of a sudden. But yeah, great book, worth checking out. Wes Hartman, and yeah, definitely The Savage Sasquatch. Check that one out. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and there is, unless the story starts in space, there is that old notion that as soon as you go to space, you've officially jumped the shark. Like
Oh,
Leprechaun and Jason Voorhees, and even like
sure.
Hellraiser. Yeah.
Well, what about James Bond? I mean, he went to space in Moonraker. That's a good way to ruin a franchise. So,
Yeah.
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 Joe's our Bond boy, and he can't say much for that, can he?
that movie, Jaws had his moments, but yeah,
Jaws had a moment.
that movie
Uh,
jumped the shark majorly.
yeah. I don't like Bond movies, man, but Roger Moore just got an unfortunate deck of stories to deal with, unfortunately.
He had one of the
So,
best villains in Christopher Walken, and but that movie was not
I
great.
love that film, if
yeah.
for no other reason than the Duran Duran song.
Well, the theme song and the villain were the best, but
Grace
everything
Jones.
else. Well, Grace,
Yeah.
yeah, but him and oh, what
Yeah,
was her name?
Grace Jones fucks you. You don't have sex with Grace Jones. Grace Jones takes you, and you will
All right.
enjoy it.
What about The Man with the Golden Gun? What's the opinion on that one? That's one of my
I
favorite
I,
Roger
I
Moore's.
enjoyed Man with the Golden Gun. I like Roger Moore's uh early ones, Live and Let Die, Man with the
Mhm.
Golden Gun. I really uh For Your Eyes Only is one of my favorites. Um I've been getting more into the Dalton ones lately. I like the darker Bond.
Both of them.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say both of them right there.
He was more true to the book. Like I read the books too, and he was
Okay.
more how Fleming wrote Bond. But they're all good. Waiting for Kick-Ass to be the next Bond. Uh, it's gonna happen.
He has a name.
Yeah,
Aaron Taylor Johnson. Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
There you go. Put some respect on it.
he's
I
Kick-Ass.
think it's just funny that you referred to him as Kick-Ass.
He's,
So yeah, that's
or
great.
John Lennon.
We
Yeah.
can't say Quicksilver. That didn't last long enough.
No, no,
And we won't say Craven.
No,
no,
we won't say Craven.
no.
I'd rather say Bullet Train or whatever that one was. That was pretty fun.
That was a good movie. I did like that movie. Anyway,
Uh,
Dan,
Yeah.
as you sit here and speak highly of your Bond fandom, what else? What other fandoms do we got?
Oh, Ah, ugh, I'm a lousy nerd, guys. Sorry, I'm not up to date with a lot of stuff. I like Star Wars. There's too many shows, so I can't keep up.
it's a lot to digest.
I like Marvel, but there's too many movies and shows. I can't keep up. I've started watching Severance recently. That's really good. But I wouldn't say I'm like got a fandom going or anything like that. But it is a damn good show. I watch wrestling from time to time. I do like that. But I can't keep up.
Well,
I mean,
listen,
that's the story of my life.
if you like wrestling, I got a fucking
Yeah.
podcast for you.
Oh, he's pushing
Okay.
it.
So we started playing D&D together as a group like a year and a half ago. We went through a normal campaign, and then I was like, we all like pro wrestling, guys. Let's do a pro wrestling campaign. So we homebrewed a whole thing.
Nice.
We loved it so much we've turned it into a podcast. It's going to release episodically starting Memorial Day weekend, and they're pretty short episodes. Just throwing it out there, something different.
Throw me the link, man. I will check it out. I
So
will listen to some podcasts. So, okay. So as long as we're segueing, let me segue a different direction. You
Gotcha.
mentioned the word homebrewed.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. So, I'm part of a company called Homebrewed Comics. Okay. And I think if you're a D&D person, I think you're really going to like one of the titles that we have. It's called Crit, Constantly Running into Trouble. Okay. And it's based on a homebrewed superhero D&D campaign that Chris Saloff, the writer artist, and he and his friends have been playing for years. They recorded the sessions and they turned it into a comic book. Okay, and it's bad ass. Okay, so you need to check that out. Chris actually has a campaign going currently right now on Kickstarter. I think he's about halfway through, maybe a little bit less than that. He's got a little bit more time than that, but yeah, if you're a D&D person, you like comics, check out Crit. You can go to homebrewedcomics.com and there's a link right there for it. So that's my plug.
That's a good buddy of you, but we have interviewed Chris a couple times.
Well, shit, then never mind. I take it all back.
Chris is actually the one who had brought up you and Bigfoot Knows Karate to us.
Well, hell, man.
I think
Thanks,
you're one of the
Chris. You're the
first.
best.
I think you're one of the first we requested, because when we heard a title like that,
Yeah.
we're like, that's a person needs to be talked to.
Right on. No, man, it's funny. No, Chris is the best. So thank you for letting me plug him. And yeah, no, that's too funny for words.
I was gonna cut you off, and I'm like, no, let him
No.
plug it. let them help the fam out.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's definitely the fam. Want to talk about Celestial Knight versus Caspian Porter? I can do that too. So anyway, we'll talk about that near the
We
end.
got to do the trifecta
When-
and get those creators on.
Yeah.
You got to fill out the
Well,
whole
I gotta say, yeah, you need to get all three of them because here's the thing. Now, here's my other little plug thing. So, do you remember Image Comics back in the early '90s? They made the Image Comics Zero book.
Yeah, we talked to Chris about it, and it got me a little hard what you
Yeah.
guys are doing. So
Okay.
please
So
pontificate again.
these are the mock-ups of the
Ah.
coupons right here. So
Awesome.
I had these made up real quick. So hold on. Let me see. That's the Bigfoot one. You see that? And then this is the crit one right here. Let's see if I can. Anyway, whatever. So, and then the Caspian Porter, where the Caspian Porter versus Celestial Knight one right there.
That's
So yeah,
that's Drew and Dennis, right?
that's Drew and Dennis, correct?
We have them coming on in June or July. I was just talking to.
All right.
Jeff.
We're going to complete
Perfect.
the set.
So
Nice.
now what we
Yeah.
do is after we get them all together.
Oh, perfect.
one
We would
show.
love that.
Yes.
That would be awesome. Yeah, no, because like we've got the Homebrewed Zero book. I'm stoked about that because it's like all the different books. We got Bigfoot Knows Karate, Caspian Porter, Celestial Knight, Crit, and then Mo Lubasan is also putting in a story into the book as well. And my dog's tripping out. Sorry about that. So
Right,
Fighting
mine
cat?
was before too.
yeah. So anyway, so we've got and it's all original stories, 30 pages, holofoil cover, and it's going to be sold completely through the website. So I think it's pretty cool.
There's a teenage Mike right now in my mind, just remembering the smell of a comic shop. Not that I don't go in them now, but remember the smell of a comic shop as a kid. Remember opening up a nice hardcover. We were just talking to Chris last time about hologram covers and gate folds and foils and die cuts.
Dude, that Wildcats #5 that had like the
Oh.
7-page gate folds or whatever they were, and the oh my god, the Spider-Man with the hologram covers, those
cover.
were fun.
The
What
X-Men
else?
one.
The Joe Quesada chromium cover on X-Men and Exo Manowar. Dude, it was so cool.
The one
That's
where
so
they
cool.
introduced Azrael as Batman, and there was the die cut where like the cover was normal Batman, and then you flipped it, and it was his costume. They don't do shit like that anymore.
Dude, that was cool. So yeah, no, the foils and all that stuff, those are cool, man. I mean, as a collector, I wasn't really into them when I was young, just because I couldn't really afford to get some of those like gold stamped ones and all that stuff like that. But I found that the Kickstarter audience really seems to enjoy them. So, we do for the book, we do a regular edition comic that's just story, and then we do these deluxe edition books as well. And the deluxe editions are like special editions on DVDs. You've got like, how you used to have like director's commentaries and stuff like that on DVDs. So if you go to the back of our deluxe editions, A, they have a different cover. B, you go to the back and there's a QR code in the back of the book that's our deluxe edition director's commentary video link where it takes you to a YouTube channel and you get a director's commentary to go with the comic. And then like I said, we've received all the fan art. So we always put a gallery in the back of fan art in the back of those deluxe editions, as thanks to all those folks who took the time to draw a character they barely know. That's mind boggling to me. So we put some really choice pieces in the back of the book. Sometimes I'll include some sketches too. So those are really what the deluxe editions are about. And then we do the holofoils, or a foil stamp or a holofoil cover. This go around, we have Louise Thomas doing our holofoil. So it's dope. It's got a great illustration of Grisha from the book. So
that's beautiful. I think the fact that you're not caught up on all the stuff is just a testament to being a very prolific creator. And we don't have much time left, but I want to get one more question in. Okay, Karate Trained Sasquatch versus Ninja Turtles. Who comes out on top?
Well, if it's just a popularity contest alone, we all know who's going to win. If you let me get a couple more issues out of the book, then when you get Bigfoot power set figured out, it's a no-brainer. Bigfoot wins.
Okay.
Okay.
I figured you got to support your own guy.
Oh, dude. got to keep it real. You know, that's just what we do here at Bigfoot Knows Karate.
Gotta keep it
So-
home brewed. So
Absolutely.
coming in for a landing. Any others? Like, when does the Kickstarter start? I'm not sure. I know it said coming soon, but I don't think it had a date, did it?
Tomorrow.
Oh,
Tomorrow we go live. Yeah, we go live on Kickstarter tomorrow at 7 p.m. So, when will this air?
It'll drop this weekend.
This weekend? Okay, so guys, if you're listening to this, you've missed the launch, but we are live and we're going to be doing some live streams over on Instagram for the next over the next couple of weeks, as well as other podcasts. But pay attention to those Instagram lives. I'll be doing some live draws with some creators from Homebrewed Comics, as well as other creators just from Instagram. We'll be doing some Bigfoot Nosed Karate trivia during those things, so there'll be some chances to win a some comics and that kind of shit. So check that out. But definitely check out homebrewcomics.com. There's a direct link to the Kickstarter page from there, or you can go to bigfootknowskarate.com. Also, direct link from there. Instagram, there's a link in my bio. You can't miss it, guys. But for you guys, just so because we're talking right now, if you are interested, we're doing the live launch for the Bigfoot Knows Karate campaign on Instagram. It's going to have we're going to have a bunch of artists, creators, writers, podcasters, things like that, jumping into the chat. And then if we have a schedule already set up, but if we got time at the end, if y'all want to come in and plug your podcast, love for you guys to come in there and check it out. Last time I did one of these things, we had over 250 people watch the live launch party. So there are eyeballs there for you guys to get seen. We all share audiences, I mean,
Yeah.
we're all in this shit together. It's indie. So like if y'all want to jump in, we'd love to have y'all.
Thanks for the invitation. At least one of us will be. I have almost nothing going on at any time. I'm single with no kids. These people have responsibilities. I could be your guy. Who knows?
All right.
I actually just
Perfect.
started following you on Instagram.
Yeah, the group just
Awesome.
started following you too. So
Awesome. Yeah, no, love it on Instagram. It's been finding an audience over there has just been awesome. I mean, I've been on there since like 2017, 2018 and just drawing away, and it's just been great. I love the community over there. So thank y'all for the follows, and I really hope you get to check out the live tomorrow night. It is a lot of fun.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite for everything. We'll definitely keep in touch. We definitely want to do more stuff together. It's been a great conversation. We don't want to get cut off abruptly, so we'll do the standard Nerdities interview ending, which isn't our normal ending. We'll just end with the classic Nerdities. Fuck bye.
Bye.
Bye.